Hey, so one of the things that I've done a terrible job at throughout my career of being an entrepreneur, owning my marketing agency, is really showing the behind the scenes in terms of what we're doing either to scale and grow our business or what we're doing on the marketing side with different agents and advisors. So, what I wanted to do was start recording some of these videos, hopefully, shoot one a day. We'll see how it actually goes, but talk about some of the different challenges that we're working against. Like I said, either on the outsourcing and scaling on our side or for different marketing campaigns for our business, for agents, for advisors, and talk through the thought process on each of those. Now, to kick it all off, one of the things that we did recently was on the email side of things. I've always been big on creating marketing emails, wanting to add value to individuals that are on my list. And we had a little bit of a perspective shift where it's like, okay, we have about 10,000 plus individuals on our email list. Why or what can we do in order to get more sales across the finish line? And so what we did is we went out to an individual who has great credentials, great credibility, and we started bringing him in on the email sales side. And so the way that this guy operates, again, absolutely love everything that he's done, but typically it's to generate more responses from an email list as opposed to what I like to do, where the call to action inside of the email is more to go check out a video, register for a webinar, things of that nature. So in the process of getting this or onboarding this guy onto our team, there's a learning curve that's been taking place that has been really interesting to watch from a data gathering perspective. So with me, I've had the same voice in my business and for my email list for about 5 years now, give or take. And so all of a sudden transitioning that to somebody else is very interesting. So as the business owner, it's when you start outsourcing and bringing other individuals onto your team, it can get really difficult to let go of control. And so with this process in particular, one of the things that I did was I decided personally that I wasn't going to keep that control. And now for me, that's scary. For a lot of entrepreneurs, that's going to be scary. And it comes with a number of different hurdles and challenges. And so one of the difficult aspects of doing this, especially on the email marketing, the email sales side, is that you're going to have to figure out, or you're going to have to help train that individual on how to speak to your audience. Now, this individual in particular doesn't come from the financial and insurance world, and so he has to learn the lingo. He has to learn how to talk to these people, who he's talking to. And so we had an email that went out last week that was, I looked at the email and I knew that it was going to generate some interesting responses, to say the least. So when you're doing any sort of email marketing, direct response marketing, you have to know who you're talking to, and that tone of voice has to be geared toward the right individual. Now, when you are going out and trying to land clients, you're going to have individuals on your email list, especially when you get to 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 plus. You don't know exactly who you're talking to, right? And so with this, the tone of the email was talking to more of an individual who has a scarcity mindset. So somebody who is a little bit gun shy about jumping on board with marketing programs or doing digital marketing, really talking to somebody who hasn't quite proven that they can be successful in the business yet. Now, with our email list, a lot of insurance agents, financial advisors, you've got people who are just starting out in the industry. You've got people all the way on the other end of the spectrum who are like the top dog, like the alpha, right? Male and female, doesn't matter. They are the bee's knees, right? And so when we sent out this email, getting those responses back was pretty eye-opening, to the point where a couple of different things came out of it. We had some individuals who were like, man, I needed that. That was the kick in the pants that I was looking for. Yep. I want to book a call. I want to, join you guys, whatever it might be. Got a couple of sales out of it. But on the flip side, we had a number of individuals that reached back out who were like, man, you obviously don't know who I am. I'm the CEO of blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, I have 10,000 people on my list. No, I don't know who you are, right? And so just from an outsourcing perspective, that's one of the things that I want to point out, is that there is that learning curve. There are those pain points that are going to happen, and it's not like we got the responses back or that email went out and all of a sudden we're like, hey man, you're not good at what you do, you're fired, this is the end of the world, right? This is all about data collection. So from my side, it's like, okay, we got feedback that when we were speaking to our email list, it really resonated in two different directions, right? We've got the guy or the girl who's like, yes, man, this is exactly what I've been looking for. We've got other people who are genuinely a little bit upset and pissed off. But from our side, it's like, okay, now we've got the data back. what can we do to optimize for the next step? So just something to think about as business owners, as entrepreneurs is number one, make sure that you are taking those tasks off of your plate that are better done by somebody else. And number two, understand that as you go and do that, you're gonna have those challenges and those pain points that surface along the way. But the best thing you can do is just push through it, optimize, and then keep scaling from there.